Hello and welcome to another episode of Islamic Finance Weekly, where we discuss the key developments in the non-interest finance market and opportunities for Nigeria to leverage on. This week, we will explore improving the regulatory environment for Takaful Insurance in Nigeria, which is a very interesting topic at this time of pandemic, where there is a surge in health, travel, and business interruptions, supply chain, and event cancellation claims. With me to lead this conversation is a lecturer, Department of Islamic Banking, Insurance, and Finance at the Islamic Finance College, Ilorin, Kwara State, Mr. Abdullah Abdulrasaq. Let us start the conversation by getting your perspective on the impact of COVID-19 pandemic in the growth and development of Islamic insurance from a global and Nigerian level.
The objective of Islamic insurance itself is to protect the interests and is a risk-sharing formula. It's a risk whereby member of a community or member of an organization help or bear the risk of another individual in his own enterprises, is either for his businesses or his property. Now, in an Islamic way, globally, is that it started in Sudan. The first Islamic insurance company was established in Sudan. And the date was there in 1979, if I could remember. And it flourished in the Gulf countries. The Gulf countries, and also the southwest of Asia. But it's so pathetic that we in Nigeria, we heard about Islamic insurance, but we are lacking in its practice. Now, how does Islamic insurance operate? Is a situation whereby it's help. The objective of Islamic insurance help provide a risk management to protect for an individual in his own businesses in an Islamic way. But it's very saddening when you are seeing those Gulf countries that are flourishing in Islamic insurance that are also affected in some certain things. If those that are flourishing in a particular business are affected, those that are just coming, the just born, the just developed practice will also be affected. A case study of Nigeria. If Sudan, Malaysia, and all likes are affected by COVID-19 pandemic that puts pause to their activities globally, that none of their activities will function because of COVID-19, that has affected them. What should happen to Nigeria? It's affecting seriously. If they in last 2-3 weeks has declared recession, and yesterday our inflation was brought onto our own petroleum price. You can see that shows in the impact of COVID-19 has done worse to the development and the growth of Islamic insurance, because those that are yet to help, that are there to help, are also affected with their businesses and a lot of things globally. For a member who to assist the other members to bear the risk or to help to bear the risk or the loss on a particular business or on a particular fund, they are also affected in their own ends. You can see everyone are affected by the pandemic. Shows presently the COVID-19 pandemic have done worse than good to the development of, even it has returned it back, reset or return it back to the latter. You have returned the development back to the latter. For example, now we plant a corn and we are wetting in with a wetting can, and all of a sudden there is no water, there is no rain, there is no water. What will happen? It will dry up. That shows it has resolved. That shows now what is now left for us as a whole in Nigeria as a case study is that an expert should put a tax in place, a post-COVID-19 tax, to help and restructure and refine the mode of operandi of Islamic insurance across the globe, so that this thing that happens may subsequently not, this thing that happened, the COVID-19 that happened presently, if it should happen again, will not affect totally the world on insurance of a thing, either on life insurance, property insurance, or and other mutual insurance. Because if I and you are on the same track of a business and a burden is to help, but we are not financing the body, what will happen? That's just my own view, that COVID-19 pandemic has done worse to the development and the growth of Islamic insurance globally. Thank you.
So what can you say are the current updates on opportunities that Islamic insurance can provide as a support to economies like Nigeria?
There are many opportunities. Okay, as we all know, the agricultural sector is a major sector that will direct in the development of more on agricultural sector to provide more opportunities to the economy over anything. We have cooperative Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture. It does not have any Islamic insurance that is governing agriculture, like Islamic Microfinancial Agriculture. There should be a concept on Islamic Microfinancial Agriculture so that it will be an alternative, because there is nothing operating. We are talking about opportunity of economy. We can see during the COVID-19 pandemic, everything stands still. But the only operation that is going on is the agricultural sector. They harvest day by day, farmers go to farm, they go to poultry fund and every other thing. The only sector that operates during the pandemic is the agricultural sector. Why can't we switch to that as an alternative investment? Agriculture on Islamic Microfinancial Agriculture, so that the masses will benefit from it. There is no, the COVID-19 pandemic, in last 100 years, as we read the story, nothing like that has ever happened. Now, who knows what is coming next? Who knows what is coming next? Either bigger or smaller than that. May Allah protect us from such nemesis. Now, the agricultural sector, we need more to be focused as an Islamic insurance expert, so that sector will be the only alternative if at all every other sector has died down during the effects that has happened to them. Even at least filling station during the first week of COVID-19 lockdown, even filling station does not open. Now, if they did not operate, but farmers are allowed to go to their farm, farmers that operate poultry are allowed to go to their pond. You know, agricultural sector need major attention as an alternative on Islamic Microfinancial Agriculture or Islamic insurance, so that at that end, farmers will be helped and they will be motivated by elevating them and by sharing of their risk. I think that's my submission on that.
I hear you clearly, Mr. Abdulrasaq. You talk about Islamic financial agriculture system. You know, agriculture still remains a viable sector for any nation to thrive in. Thank you for those insights. And that brings me to the thought that Takaful has been touted as a viable non-interest finance instrument that can help to deepen insurance penetration in Nigeria, which is vital for the nation. What are your thoughts on this?
You know, Takaful itself is good in saying than its practice. We have less practitioners on the field of Islamic insurance. Even we can't count 10 professors who are professors of Islamic finance in Islamic insurance in Nigeria. Whereas the area is lacking academically, based on research, based on study. We should enlighten people. People know more about Islamic insurance, but what about mode of operandi, the operational mode? What about this objective? What about the 4 ants of Islamic insurance? We have family insurance, life insurance, and the insurance. Does they know about that? Only thing that was being taught in school, non-conventional, is only conventional insurance. As at yesterday, I was going by some area in Kwara State, in Ilorin town. I saw a signpost of Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation. And I'm very sure it's a conventional insurance corporation body. Now, even the so-called NAICOM, they have the guideline for Islamic insurance since 2013, about 7 years. What are the advisory body doing on that? What effect, what measure are they have on that? I can say, namely, we have 2 or 3 banks in Nigeria now that are operating Islamic insurance. And it's only one of them that are operating full-fledged. Others are operating in window. And thousands of banks are there operating conventional insurance. We have it in less practice. But the conventional aspect has flourished over anything because of what? because those conventional practical insurance, they understood that the bone of contention of their own profit, is by going by interest, which Islamic insurance does not allow. That's why Allah says, Allah has legalized profit but has forbid interest. But the sole existence of this conventional insurance is on interest, whereas Islamic insurance is not about that. People are to reason and to key in to the study of Islamic insurance. We have it in less. No, can you mention about, I'm putting this question to you, can you mention about 3 or 2 universities in Nigeria or colleges of education in Nigeria, except the one we have in Kwara State, Islamic Insurance College in Kwara State, that teaches or that trains people on Islamic insurance from undergraduate, not postgraduate level? BUK in Kano, they have only postgraduate school. Bayero University Kano, they have only postgraduate school for Islamic insurance. What should happen to them from the preliminary? This information should have been spread from the preliminary, from the ND, or from the diploma level, from the NC level. Our syllabus, our curriculum should have been changed and catered towards this in order to suit what the nation is going through. Because Islamic insurance is among the fastest growing body in the world now. That's my submission. That we should go by the training. Those that are self-acclaimed professional of Islamic insurance, they travel abroad. Only a college we have in Kwara State here in Ilorin that train on Islamic banking, Islamic insurance, and all that. That what happens to our universities? What happens to them? That's just it.
Thank you, Mr. Abdulrasaq. Thank you so much. Now, looking at the regulatory environment, how can the regulator NAICOM enable the growth of Takaful in the country? So do you think we need guidelines for non-interest insurance?
As we all know that the only regulatory body in Nigeria, presently in Nigeria for insurance is NAICOM. And NAICOM, I can say it categorically, they have a regulation for non-interest insurance and interest-based insurance, which happens to be the conventional insurance and the Islamic insurance in question. Even there is a guideline which was published in 2013 as a guideline for Islamic insurance by NAICOM for Takaful operators in Nigeria. It was contained there, the mode of operandi, their objective range and wider range of them to operate. But is there anything like evaluation? Is there anything like monitoring and evaluation their activities? People can come to NAICOM to register for Islamic insurance, but practice conventional insurance outside. There is not anything like monitoring and evaluation to them from the NAICOM. That's the reason why we have less, we have it in lesser, we can count it. It is hardly for us to count about 5 Islamic insurance companies in Nigeria. Full-fledged. Can we? No. But we can count thousands of conventional insurance companies in Nigeria. Yes. Because of what? Because of the interest base.
Yeah.
Because of the interest base. Because they survive mainly on the interest. Whereas Islamic insurance does not tolerate that. They do not tolerate. There will be a particular account. Your premium will be guided by a board of trustees, by the Sharia body. Your account will be monitored by the Sharia body. You can see in a conventional setting, where they are having major problem in the conventional insurance is the agency, the agent. The highest case now, we have the case of Islamic insurance, like fraud in Islamic insurance sector, is now going wider than expectation. Why? Because people that claims to be an expert or professional in the field does not have its knowledge. And there is not any proper regulation, there is not any proper monitoring from the regulatory body, the so-called NAICOM. They are trying seriously, because there was a case I had personally with one insurance company in Nigeria, but it was rectified by them. But if there is a proper monitoring and evaluation, such acts wouldn't have happened. There is not any regulation, there is not any synergy between the operation, the organization that operates Islamic insurance and the NAICOM, the Nigerian Insurance Commission. Unlike CBN that regulates banks, we have Bank of Agriculture, Bank of Industry, and banks of others, which are regulated by CBN. All those banks are regulated by CBN, and their policy are coming out annually, yearly, or quarterly. They change their policy. Has anything changed in the policy of Islamic insurance ever since 2013? Nothing. You can see there is no any regulation. We have a regulation in a book. We have we have one of 2013. Yes, in 2003, but a guideline was wrote and published in 2013.
Yes.
Now, ever since 2013, is there any amendment, or is there any adjustment to the bylaw? No. It was just there, like if you like, it's optional.
From your own perspective, what do you think needs to be done to see more improvement on Takaful Islamic Insurance in Nigeria?
I could remember last week I have a colleague is doing his PhD on Islamic insurance.
Okay.
I met him last week to discuss more on the development of Islamic insurance. Mm-hmm. And I put it to him that, sir, if there will be a seminar or a garden that propagate the practice other than that of NAICOM, because NAICOM are just there as a body. You are meant to go there to tap from their resources because they are an access-based. Now, I was not putting it to him that, sir, can we have a conference or a seminar here in Nigeria? There are seminar conferences abroad, basically on Islamic insurance.
Exactly.
In Malaysia, nationwide. Yes. But it is very, very pathetic in Nigeria. You just see the conference on Islamic finance. And Islamic finance has a wider range. Under that, we have Islamic banking, Islamic mode of operation, Islamic microfinance, Islamic all those things.
Yes.
Islamic capital market, which is sukuk.
Yes.
We have sukuk, we have every other thing. But Islamic finance itself is an encompassing body of all Islamic financial activities. And I put into him that, sir, how can we go by it? He was replying me that, my brother, what we can just do is, presently in Nigeria, there is no room for everything like that. Before you get to know, NAICOM can stand up now that you want to hijack their own activities. Whereas, these things have to be taken to the grassroots. This information of insurance happens to be taken to the grassroots. What the villagers, do they aware about anything about Islamic insurance? Those in rural area, those in rural community.
The market women, the traders, are they aware of Takaful Islamic Insurance?
Are they aware? Yes. The traders, are they aware of Islamic insurance? The only thing that comes to their mind is loan. Whereas there are alternatives to loan.
Definitely, there is
Definitely,
there is need to create more awareness on Takaful insurance in Nigeria and sensitization.
Even in our local community, yes, in our local community.
Exactly.
About last year, I could remember vividly. I'm about to set up a program on Islamic microfinancial agriculture in the rural community. I personally wrote to some banks that, okay, if I should propagate what Islamic microfinance is all about to the Islamic agriculture is all about to those in rural community, they will need an access to the funds. I woke up to a bank and they were telling me that, okay, there is no any loan that will be given without a capital interest. You can see they basically focus on interest. Other than the well-being of the masses. The well-being of the masses, they are not concerned about it. Now, I'm coming to you for an assistance. If it is under Islamic insurance, okay, are you with us before? Okay, your risk should be shared with us. But if anyone should walk up to any bank now, the next thing is, do you have any collateral for any loan? Instant loan. And you'll be paying on compound interest. Which shouldn't be. That shows we are lacking on the awareness and the teaching of Islamic insurance.
Exactly.
That's my own submission on that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abdullah, for your insight. So that was very insightful. So amidst the uncertainties in the global financial services Amidst the uncertainties in the global financial services industry fueled by the COVID-19 pandemic, what, in your opinion, are the future drivers of Takaful Insurance that will also impact Nigeria's insurance industry?
Now, if COVID-19 should put pause to the world, now, what I was saying, in essence, the entire world, if COVID-19 should put pause to the entire world operation. Now, what I was saying on Islamic Insurance, Islamic Insurance, the Islamic Insurance operators, let me put it like that, the Islamic Insurance operator have a lot to do in the end of providing more information to those that are interested in putting more on insurance. And you know, as we all know, if about insurance, the only thing that comes to us, for example, now in our car annually we renew our vehicle permits, like vehicle permit, vehicle document. There is a ticket that has been given to us, insurance and vehicle insurance. If anything should happen to your vehicle, who do you go to? Where are those money going to? A private force. If you should go for any other, you want to insure to the land, not happens to anybody. Now, who will that person? What about the premium the person is paying? Who is sitting on the premium? Is this refundable? In the conventional setting, it's not refundable. But in an Islamic setting, the premium is refundable to the participant. The premium itself is refundable to the participant.
Yes.
For example, now you are paying a lifetime. You operate a lifetime insurance. Yes, I said, who will the person be responsible to? Now, if nobody, that shows I will still maintain my stand on M&E, monitoring and evaluation. Because the COVID-19 pandemic itself, it does not happen from a person. It's a global nemesis that happens to the world. As China is battling with their own, Nigeria is battling with their own. Asia continent and South Asia are battling with their own. Now, if Nigeria at large, we have a provision on Islamic insurance, a lot of things, like for example now, this inflation on our petrol price would have affected us by now. But there is not any proper provision on that, except on the conventional operating mode.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abdulrasaq.
That's my submission on that.
And that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Join us next week for another topic on Islamic finance. For information on Islamic finance, visit our website www.brochareng.com. Also, you can engage us on our social media platform showing on the screen. Thank you for watching. Do stay safe and have a nice day.